The World of Midgard from Kobold Press is one of the most unique, interesting, and in-depth campaign worlds for D&D, and it's probably the most popular third-party campaign setting out there. It's what drew me to it in the first place. And now, Kobold Press has one-upped themselves by creating a whole nother continent for us to explore with the Southlands Worldbook. So today, we're going to take a look at the Southlands Worldbook and see what it's all about. Let's get into it. Hey everybody, I'm Joe, and this is the DM Toolbox, your go-to place for third-party D&D content as well as all the tools to enhance your D&D game. Before we get started today, don't forget to go ahead and hit the subscribe button and the like button and help me build this channel. As of now, we are approaching our 500 subscriber mark, a major milestone. And when we get there, I'm going to be giving away 5th edition foes from Frog God Games. This is a really great monster book that has a very 1st edition AD&D feel, but with all your 5th edition monster stat blocks in it. So if you want to win this book and you're not subscribed, go ahead and hit the subscribe button, and this book could end up being yours. Also, don't forget to follow me on Twitter at toolbox_DM and on TikTok, where I do a lot of cool short videos and reviews at DM Toolbox. The Southlands of Midgard is an area of this world that I've been very excited to explore and get into. Midgard itself is a really cool setting. Now, I've already done a review of the Midgard Worldbook right here behind me, and in that we do see kind of the northern piece of the Southlands continent. But that continent extends very, very, very far south, and there's so much more to it. So I want to take a look at this. Now, if you're familiar with the Midgard setting in general, it does kind of look like Europe a bit, and the Southlands kind of looks like Africa a bit. And the northern piece of it that we do see in the Midgard Worldbook is very much like an Egypt type setting, and we do get quite a bit more in depth on that in our Southlands Worldbook, but we are going even further into it with this. So we're going to see more of that Egypt type area and all the way south. We're going to see jungles, we're going to see savannas and plains, mountains, giant lakes, all sorts of cool stuff. So this is it. This is the Southlands Worldbook. It is not quite as chunky as the Worldbook. This is a little over, I think, what is this, 310 pages. But it is expansive, and it's laid out very, very nicely. Now, this is the standard edition book. There's also a limited edition book, which you can see here. So if you're into these limited edition books, this one has this nice kind of soft purple cover with this gold inlay. I like this one a lot. They do still have a few of these as the recording of this video in the Kobold Press store. So in the description of this video, you will find a link to bring you to the store where you can pick up everything you see in this video. Now, first thing you'll see in this book is you get a fold-out map. And the fold-out map is big. I'm not going to unfold it all the way, but it will show us the entire continent. It's front and back, so half the continent's on one side, half the continent's on the other. However, right here in the beginning of this book, we do get a nice full view of the world, or of the continent. So you can see it kind of does look very similar to Africa. You can see how the desert's in the north, and it goes all the way south through these jungles and whatnot. This book is laid out very similar to the Midgard Worldbook, so I'll put a link to that video that I did as well, because you can kind of make some comparisons here. This book starts off saying 7 Secrets of the Southlands. Well, there's something very similar in the Midgard Worldbook as well. And then it takes us through a history of the Southlands, and it includes, along the bottom, you'll see this timeline that runs across the bottom, this kind of brief overview timeline, high level stuff. And it takes us through all these different things that happened in the Southlands right up to pretty much current day. The last piece of this is the last 10 years. So we get to see kind of where things stand now with the most recent history. Then we get into the geography of the Southlands itself, all the different kingdoms and stuff like that. Now, Nuria Natal, the first chapter here, is the Egyptian type country. That's probably one of the more established ones. But as we go through, we'll see other countries and stuff, and you'll see things like, right here we have, like a coat of arms. We see things about their government. We see things about the geography, the people, the economy, all that's important stuff. They'll show a map of the area itself, like they'll kind of zoom in on the map and show you a map of the area itself. Now, one thing I should note is that Kobold Press does have their online map. So that is, I believe it's midgardmap.koboldpress.com. I'll link it down below. But it is a interactive map that you can zoom in on any part of the world map. There's city maps and town maps and all sorts of cool stuff on there. There is a tool to measure distance across the map. It's a really useful tool. Southlands is not on there yet, at least not from the recording of this video. It's not there yet. They are going to be putting it on there. I've been told that. So I know at some point in the future, you will be able to go there and see the entire world, which will be awesome. Hopefully someday they'll do more too. I'm hoping to see maybe like a Far East book where we can see more of like what would be kind of Asia in our world. And maybe one day we'll see what's on the other side of the world. Maybe there's some kind of Americas out there, like with like, Aztecs and Incas and stuff like that. That would be super cool. But this book continues on and goes through the different areas of the world. So yeah, we do get a lot of kind of Egyptian stuff, but we do also get kind of a lot of like more, Southern Africa type stuff as well. We get the jungles, we get, these mountain areas. We get, one of my favorite parts is there's this giant lake in the middle of the continent right here. And there's a lot of mystery about this lake, like what's down there and what's in it. And this is a cool image here. It's one of my favorite pieces of art in the whole book. And I know that there is a giant sea monster down there, some kind of kraken or something like that. And I really want to use that for a warlock patron. So if I do get a warlock in my Midgard game, I might have to do something with that, because that'd be really cool, like a Fathomless or a Great Old One or something like that. I think it would be neat. But yeah, as we go through, you'll see different maps for the different cities and things like that. I mean, this is a very complete, comprehensive world book. It's so well done and just laid out great, and just like you'll read it and you go, oh, I want to know more about that. That seems really cool. And you can just kind of, get into more depth on it. And both the Midgard Worldbook and the Southlands Worldbook are not, I don't think, designed to be read cover to cover, right? They're designed to be more of like an encyclopedia. Like, oh, I want to go to this area. I want to run a game in this area. You read up on that area. You get the information you want about that area and you use it. So it's more of like a reference book, in my opinion. However, if you do want to read it cover to cover, go for it. I know I probably will. So, this video, however, is not to get into too much depth on the different areas and things like that, because there's just too much of it for a video like this. I am going to probably do some smaller videos with like some like lore segments where I can break down into maybe just like one chapter of the book at a time, or even part of a chapter of the book at a time, and teach you guys a little bit more about Midgard. I think that'd be a lot of fun. But there is so much in here, just so much good content. So if you were a fan of Midgard, of Kobold Press, to me this is a must-have book. If you are not, that doesn't mean this is not a useful book for you. If you're a home brewer, which I also do a lot of homebrew worlds, there's nothing wrong with borrowing from stuff like this. Maybe you just don't have the time to come up with an entire country or kingdom, or you just want something quick. A book like this is great. You can go in there, you're like, oh, this city's perfect. I'm going to use this city, but slap it into my world. Do that. The cultures and there's so much just ideas and stuff in here that you can use that I think is just so good, no matter if you're a home brewer or if you're playing in Midgard. It's just so well laid out, well designed, so useful for any dungeon master. So definitely worth a look. Now, a couple other things to note. For your players, so Southlands was part of a Kickstarter, right? There was the Southlands Worldbook. There was City of Cats, which I covered last week. I'll put a link for that as well. And then there was the Southlands Player's Guide. So this is a smaller book, soft cover, about 75 pages, and it just goes through, and we've got some races, we've got subclasses, and we've got backgrounds and even some spells in here. So a bunch of good stuff in this book for your players to use. Just good information. So if you are looking for some new player options, whether it's for Southlands or for your homebrew game, this is a great book. It's not a very expensive book either, that you can pick up and use in your games. Definitely worth checking out. One last thing to mention. Part of the Kickstarter, there was a exclusive book that you can only get if you back the Kickstarter. But fear not, they had some extra copies. And right now in the store, while supplies last, you can pick up Tales Beneath the Sands, which is just a couple of short adventures set in the desert region of the Southlands. And it's a great little book. It's not very big. It is a hardcover book, though. But it's only, what is this? Like 57 pages. We got some stat blocks in it, and we got a couple adventures in it. And that's it. But it's a really cool book. I'm glad I picked one up because something like this that's just, once it's out of stock, that's it. It's gone. You'll never see it again. So I would hate to pass up an opportunity to get a book like that is just, so limited and will never be back. So if you are at all interested in something like that, it's there now. I'd pick it up. Again, I have a link in the description to the Kobold Press store where you can pick up all this stuff. I am unsure if they're going to be running any sales this weekend. If you're in the United States, it is Thanksgiving weekend 2021, and we generally run big sales this weekend. So, and when I say we, I mean the United States retail industry runs big sales. So there's a possibility Kobold Press will do that, but I have no idea. But it's great. These are great books to pick up for your DM or a family member who plays D&D or whatever. It's a good time to pick them up. So definitely hit up the Kobold Press store, check these out, grab them. I think you'll enjoy them a lot. Awesome books. Really well done on Kobold Press's part once again. So, I'm excited about these. I'm really, really looking forward to starting a Midgard campaign next year and definitely heading down to the Southlands. But yeah, guys, so that's it. Again, holiday weekend this weekend. For those of you in Europe and whatnot, I know you guys don't have a holiday this weekend, but happy holidays. It's the holiday season, and I'm looking forward to it. I love this time of year, so I hope to bring you some more cool stuff. I've got some new things coming in. I'm really looking forward to sharing with everybody. So that's it for now. Until next time, roll those dice.